So I've been talking about how much rain we've been getting, how it just won't seem to quit. We got 4 inches of rain last night. Now this is it's been a while since I've showed you guys the pond. It's had water in it for a while. This spot here is now about 3 feet deep, and it was only maybe a foot deep yesterday at about this same time. So last night we got almost 4 inches of rain. So keep in mind that not only is the pond going to come up those 4 inches from the 4 inches of rain that we got, right? But you get the runoff from this entire pasture. And there's a few other spots where it's coming in. You can kind of see some of the runs there where water was running in, kind of eroding the bank there. It's come up, looks like at least 2 feet, maybe more, in the last 24 hours. So just to give you an idea of how much water we're getting, how much rain we're getting. It's crazy. And there's just no sign of it slowing down. It's supposed to keep raining, I think, for the next couple days. So it changes pretty drastically, the forecast. They can be calling for, 5-6 inches of rain over the next 24 to 48 hour period, and then all of a sudden it'll go down to like 1. But it's still, we just keep getting a little bit at a time, and then sometimes a lot at a time. Yeah, I almost had to call into work today, and in fact, if I were smarter, I would have, due to flooding. That old Chevy made it. Pretty impressed, to be honest with you. I'm certainly glad it's 4-wheel drive, and I'm certainly glad it's a 3/4 ton. It's about 10,000 pounds worth of truck. That water that I drove through this morning, though, I should not have drove through. That was stupid. It was dark still. I didn't realize how bad it was, but I had my window rolled down. I was getting rained on, seatbelt off, and I was ready to climb up on the roof if it sucked water and died on me. And I reached out the window and could touch the water. It was about halfway up my door. So I think it was probably at least 3 feet deep, and it made it. But man, that was stupid. Should not have done that. So haven't been that worried in a long time. I mean, man, it's a surefire way to drown. So that was dumb. When my sister was in school, she used to do like a seminar. Turn around, don't drown. Seriously. Man, that was dumb this morning. I should not have done that. It will never happen again. I can promise you that. I'll just call into work. It's not worth it. So turn around, don't drown. You find high water, don't try to drive through it. I made it, but geez, it was scary. The truck was actually starting to float. Amazingly, the door seals held, and it didn't leak any water in, as far as I could tell, into the actual cab of the truck. I almost wish it had, though, because like I said, the truck was getting lighter. The front end started to kind of float up off the ground, and that's the heavier end of the truck. There's nothing in the back. The engine's up there and everything. But I couldn't steer anymore. It was starting to push me off the road towards the ditch. It's just a creek. I'd have been in some pretty serious trouble. Finally, it kind of started coming back up, and lost buoyancy, and front wheels caught traction. I was in 4-wheel drive. As dumb as it was, I was smart enough to at least put it in 4-wheel drive before I went in it. And once front wheels caught traction, I could get it back on track and was able to get out of there. But at one point, I tried to kind of speed up just a little bit, and it just washed water up over the top of the hood. And those Silverados, they're tall. That's one of my biggest complaints about it, honestly, because I'm not. I'm 5'8", and so you need to get something out of the bed. It's like, the bed's like this high on me, so you can't hardly reach in there and get stuff. My uncle has the same complaint. That's why he puts flatbeds on all his trucks, because it's a pain to try and reach in the back of the truck and get stuff. But nonetheless, water came up over the hood, so I was real worried I was going to suck water in the air filter and kill it right then and there, and that'd be the end of her. So it would be an insurance claim if I even lived through it. Now, where I was at, it was about a 150-ish yard drive to get back up out of the water, which is all that much stupider because you got 150 yards of 3-foot water to get through. But fortunately, that means that since it's such a large area, the water's not moving super fast. And like I said, it was dark. I didn't realize how bad it was, how dangerous it was. But man, that was dumb. But yeah, lots of rain, guys. It just keeps coming. So turn around, don't drown, don't do what I did. Even if you're in a big truck, and 3/4 ton, it's not a particularly big truck. It's all stock. It's not like it's lifted or anything, but geez, scary morning. My stomach was still in knots by the time I got to work. Anyway, had to come out and check this out. So yeah, like I said, that spot over there is kind of the easiest spot to tell. It's hard just looking out over it to see how much it's come up. Should have recorded a little bit when I was over here yesterday, but yeah, it looks like it's up at least 2 feet overnight. So yeah, lots of rain. Alright, so just a little bit of quick housekeeping. Blacklister commented on my last video, which was titled It Won't Stop Raining. And I realized I didn't really even talk about that, the fact that it will not stop raining. But that's what's going on. Clear right now, but we got 3 inches of rain today. I just showed you guys the pond, and it's filling up, which is cool, but it's not what I need right now because it's not done yet. So anyway, it is what it is though. So rain keeps coming. So that's why I'm in here working on projects like this sprayer frame. I just finished up a little bit of welding on that I hadn't done yet. Need to get some more parts to be able to finish up the rest of it. But your comment was, would it be better if I post a video, or titled the videos rather, more about what they're about? And the answer is yes. So I'm moving that way. This whole channel, GRT, my name's Garrett. So GARRETT, right? Gert is just my name, spelled without vowels or double letters. And that's a tribute to some friends of mine, my 2 best friends in the world. And I actually got ordained as a minister so that I could marry them. So anyway, that's what they called me though, was Gert. And it just, whatever, a nickname, term of affection, whatever you want to call it. But Garrett, when you say it all the time, because we saw each other all the time, it just gets short, hey Gert, what's up? And then they intentionally shortened it to Gert, and that's where that name comes from. The Sunday Funday videos, that was also a tribute to them. A weekly video called, the Sunday Funday, whatever, episode, whatever. But we used to get together when we all lived in the same town on Sundays, and no matter what we had going on, we'd go watch a movie, we'd binge watch a TV show, maybe we'd go have a few beers or something like that. But every Sunday we would have something, we'd get together and hang out. And so that's where the Sunday Funday video idea came from. That's why they were called that. I do realize though that that's terribly indescript of what's actually going on and what people might want to see. So I have started pulling back away from that. Started by just shortening it to an acronym, SDFD, but that's also like the San Diego Fire Department, so that doesn't really work. So yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that. We'll just call the videos. They'll still be released on Sunday at the same time, but we'll stop releasing, or I'll stop calling them Sunday Funday videos, because nobody knows what that is unless you're, blacklisted or my parents. So Everyday Projects also commented on that last video, asking about kind of a reference to where everything's at. So he knows I'm working over here to the east of the hay barn, and it's back off this way, kind of to the northeast of where I'm at now, right, the hay barn. If the weather permits this week, hopefully, I want to get the drone out and I'll fly around and I'll kind of show you guys what's going on. But I'll show you where this fence is over here, and it's back off this way, but there's trees, you can't see it. So if the weather permits, if it's not raining, and it's probably going to be, but I'll try to get up there and with the drone and show you from a bird's eye view where this is in relation to where my house is going to go, and also where my camper is, which is off this other direction here. I can show you kind of. Yeah, you'll be able to see that. So that's the camper right there. So this is headed east. Hay barn's kind of centrally located on the place. Where I'm ultimately going to be moving to, the house pad, the new pond that's getting built, the fence that I'm working on over there, that's all off to the east, off this way, past the basket case there. Quick update on the basket case, and there will be a full video on this coming out soon. But what I ended up doing is replacing all of these, it'll be hard to see, all of these T's, right? These guys, replaced all those on the low pressure side of the fuel system. The very first one that I put on, I wasn't quite sure how to get it on there, and I messed up. There's a rubber grommet that goes underneath this nut. I messed that grommet up, so I fired it up. I thought I was going to be running, and that was going to be that. I'd have that video posted last week, but I jacked up that grommet. It got caught up in the threads of this guy, got caught up in these threads, chewed the grommet up, and so now I'm stuck waiting on more parts. So they're on the way. They'll be here soon. We'll have a video all about replacing the grommets and the T's and everything on the low pressure side of the fuel system. We'll talk about that more then. But basically what's going on is there's a return side of the fuel pump right here, and then off the top of the injectors. Anything that doesn't get sent actually into the cylinder just gets put into this low pressure line, and it returns back to the tank. And so that's where the fuel leak was coming from. I'm almost there. If I hadn't messed up that T, it would already be fixed. So I try to do this through the drone recording. It's not working though. Just to answer Everyday Project's question as to kind of how everything's laid out and what's going on. Thought I'd fly the drone around for a little bit and show you what I got going on. So this is obviously the hay barn. No hay in it at the moment. That'll be changing soon. Alright, as we get going here, you're looking back towards the new pond, and you can tell because it's all brown, there's no grass growing on it yet. Hopefully that'll change soon as well. Still getting used to controls as I'm flying it around. But right underneath me, the big pond at the bottom of the screen, it's actually a relatively small pond. That one's got some good fish in it. And you can see the cows down there as well. So that's pasture that I call M1. That little pasture just to the right of the new pond, that's the one that I need to get them in. And then a lot of the woods also they will get access to once the new pond is done. Right over here. Now you can kind of see, of course, the pond and that pad over there. So there's a little bit of equipment, big pile of trees, in kind of the, right now the top middle of the screen. Everything left of, left of that is going to be one flat pad. So that's what they're building for me right now. It's not ready yet. You can kind of see by the color what they've worked on and what is that good shale, that good gray shale that they're bringing in for me. And that's what they're digging out of the pond, out at the bottom of it, in order to bring over here to build up that house pad. So right here you can see the water there towards the top of the screen. That is the creek. It's not that far from where the house is going to be, but it's about a 30-foot elevation difference. So the water's never come up besides the house pad there. As long as I've been here anyway. And then there's the new pond, of course. The new fence will follow the creek, essentially, about 20 foot towards the direction of where that new pond is, and it will just follow the creek around. Alright, so down there at the bottom of your screen is the creek once again. You can follow that. It kind of goes over towards the right side there, right underneath the pond. See the water. Fence is going to be following that. Bear with me for a second. But if you look just to the inside of the pond there, you can kind of make out there's a gap in the trees down at the bottom of the screen. Back and show you. See that hole there? I've created that hole. So that's the new fence that's going to be getting put in there. It's not there yet, but it will be soon. Follow it around. See that other hole there, kind of in the middle? That's where I've removed trees. And then you can kind of see the way that it follows. There's a bit of a gap there that I haven't cleared yet, but right there, that clearing down at the bottom, that's the new fence. And it comes back over here and connects to the new pasture, or to the old pasture rather. Right there at that corner. So there's the new pond and everything. Where the house is going to go. There's the hay barn, of course, now in front of you. Off here in the distance, you can see my camper trailer. Now this is the pasture that I just got done mowing. You kind of see it's already starting to come back from the green. You can still see the marks. This pasture's just got those 11 calves in it. You can see them over there. There they are. Walking back out to it. You can see kind of the way that looks, that difference. So the pasture that they're in has not been mowed at all versus this one here that has. And you can see, of course, the marks, and that's just me driving it. Cross over there. This is also my land, up into the second tree line. The one there in the middle, that's a fork of the creek, and the further tree line, that's actually the property line. My place, but all that's fescue over there. Really good pasture. This drone's funny, it won't let you crash it. I pushed the wrong button, and when I put my hand underneath it, it thought it was crashing, so it flew back up in the air. Like, hey, wait, come back. Here we go, I got the button right. Eventually. There we go. Alright, so hopefully you just saw that drone footage. If you didn't, it's because I wasn't able to make it work. Here it is though, it's in there. All packaged up all nice. Got mud all over the case. Anyway, if I can make that work, I've had some trouble with that. It's the drone's awesome, and I paid a mint for it. It's very cool, but it's not really set up for making videos directly off your phone. They expect you to have a computer, which I guess that's not unreasonable. But anyway, hopefully you just saw that quick little tour, kind of show you around real quick. Everyday projects. I hope that answers your question. If you saw it, if you didn't, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.